boom in a financial storm. Man with her papers, Epstein in the shade. Conflicts of interest in the deals they made. Two-faced riches lying in their pockets. Preach to the people, but cash in the lockets. Say one thing, then flip the script. Public trust sinking while their wallets get thin. Margins for my bets before the big shot. Pelosi's gains climb and connect the dots. They legislate loudly, but whisper the banks. We're left with the fallout, the cashing in planes. Trunk's hotels ringing cash registers loud. Family deals hidden under the crowd. Louvre and Bird with pandemic stock. Selling off shares before the shock. Bondi known as Epstein shade. Justice for sale and the deals they made. Conflicts of interest, the anthem we shout. Expose the corruption, let's call it out. Step right up, see the inside of show. Politicians profit while the rest don't know. It's a circus of greed, a carnival crime. We'll laugh as we sing, but it's truth every time. Two-faced riches, hypocrisy reigns while we juggle the bills. They're buying new chains. Conflicts of interest, the anthem we shout. Expose the corruption, let's call it out. Conflict, conflict, conflict of interest. Conflict, 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 conflict of interest. Oh yeah, yeah, conflict of interest.
And let's do this again. Welcome to the War Room. Glad to have everybody here. It is December 22nd, 2025, and I thank you for being with us, joining us tonight. I know we're getting close to the holidays and everybody's traveling and out of pocket and maybe not at home to watch, but we do appreciate those that are tonight. So I want to welcome everybody to the show. Yesterday was the winter solstice, right? 3 days of darkness, 12/21, 12/25. We had the blackout in San Francisco. Right. Blackout in San Francisco, 130,000 people without power. Super Bowl's in San Francisco, ain't it? Blackout equals 130. No, see, they're connecting. So we got blackout on just about all fronts, it seems like, right? And a lot of conflicts of interest. But I want to welcome everybody tonight. And I'd like to get this party started. I want to welcome Miss Nadine to the show.
Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Short, sweet.
There you go. And we got Mickey Moo Moo.
Hey, thanks for having me.
AKA the Wrecking Ball.
Hey, Mickey.
Hi, Miss Kim.
And we got the Mushroom Ladies. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Hey there.
Thank you very much.
How did you get the nickname the Wrecking Ball? I'm sorry, I missed that one.
She likes chubby guys on wrecking balls.
You know that movie? I mean that what is that? Taylor Swift song?
No,
no, it's not Taylor Swift.
Molly
Miley
Cyrus.
Cyrus. Yeah, right. Oh, see, Kim knows. Go ahead, Kim. You got it.
No. Just because she's from Kentucky.
You'd have to see it, Miss Diana. It looks like cheating on a wrecking ball.
No. Just say no, girls. Just say no.
Okay. I'm sure there's a good story behind this one.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah.
You want us to get started now, or you got something else?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and get the wrecking ball set up for after y'all get done, so we can show Miss Diana. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, thank you
y'all
so
for being
much.
with us tonight.
Well, thank you for having us. We are so appreciate it. Everything that you do. We're thankful for you all, the sheepdogs, and all that you teach us in this community. I'm thankful for the mods and for the other two ladies that are on here. So thank you so much. I'm Kim, and I am known as Nature Girl in Telegram, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you all have. Just let me know. I'll bring Diana in just a minute. Today, we're going to talk about Christmas, New Year's, the new vaccine, and nutrition. We've got Christmas tips and tricks. We have a holiday flyer that Miss Diana made up for us. And I think Sheepdog might post that in a little bit. And it's probably in the Telegram room by now. This is a tough time of year for humans and pets. And we know how stressful it is, how depressing it can be, and upsetting it can be. And that bleeds through to our fur babies too. You know, they can feel our emotions and all of that. So it's tough time for them. And, you know, with the lights and the trees and there's a tree in the house. Oh, goody, the cat says. And, you know, just crazy stuff. So we have some of the tips and tricks that are mentioned in the little flyer there. And we're going to talk about New Year's Eve and the fireworks. They're absolutely horrible for our pets. It is the number 2 day that the shelters are full of runaway babies. The chill doggies are helpful, like I mentioned. If you have a relationship with a local shelter, maybe take a bag in or tell them about it, and maybe they can promote it to their the people as they come in and find their dogs again. Let's see, chill doggies. They just chill the dogs out. I was thinking the other day, you know, I've said chill the doggy, it just chills the doggy out. I'm thinking maybe people don't quite understand what that means. It just takes the edge off the anxiety. Just like we have anxiety about all of this, it just chills them out. They, you know, they're like, okay, I can handle this a little bit better. And it is the lion's mane mushroom that does that, and the catnip that's in there. Don't give it to your cat. It kind of be the same, different for your dog. Anyway, so today we're here to educate. We are animal lovers and pet parents. We want our fur family members and their parents to live longer and healthier lives. Our flagship mushroom is the Coriolis versicolor, and it is for animals and humans. With over 400 medical studies, it gives us support, the immune system, just the support that it needs to do what it was designed to do by our creator. And it can help from the most minor condition to the most catastrophic. It's a mushroom mission, a mineral mission, a nutrition mission. And flip over my notes. The Coriolis versicolor mushroom with the PSP and the PSK. We'll ask Diana later what that means and what that is for the pets and their parents. And it's hated by Big Pharma. Big Pharma does not like our mushroom because it cannot be recreated, synthesized, or patented. It is a pure and simple thing. It's, you know, God made it. Mother Nature made it. And the immune system gets supported and it starts to work as it should. It's not a cure. It's not a treatment. It does not heal anything. We are not veterinarians. We are not doctors. And we are not giving any advice. But the immune system gets supported and it goes to work. We have a line of mushroom-based human and pet products. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to Diana, and she is one of the mushroom ladies. She is certified in holistic pet care and CBD for pets and people, and certified in pet nutrition.
Good job, Kim. Well, we do appreciate this platform. Before we go any further, prayers to the sheepdogs for losing Buddy in the last few days. There's no words. I just want you to know that we've all been thinking about you. I'm sure the community that knows that you've lost a loved one of your family, understands what you're going through. So nothing else I can say except we are praying. We are praying for you to deal with this as best you can. Our fur babies mean everything to us. And the holidays are crazy. Like Kim said, okay, I don't let my dog bring a stick into the house, but then I bring a whole freaking tree into the house. And my poor dog literally has to be going, hey, what? That's not fair. The kitty cats climb up in the trees. The dogs are wanting to pee on it and drink the water, which usually has some kind of treatment in it, which is not good. So it isn't a time for us to make sure that we're being really good stewards to our animals, making sure that even though we have poinsettias all over the house, the leaves are falling off. This can kill a dog. The amaryllises, the hollies, the lilies, the mistletoes, these are all things that we bring into the house this time of year, and we don't even think about what could happen to our animal. Peppermint. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. Candy canes, peppermint candies, chocolate. All of these things are just laying around. People have little candy bowls out. This is a do not feed. So just take a look around your house and be aware. You know, I know a lot of people don't use tinsel anymore on their trees, but tinsel used to be like one of the #1 killers of dogs. Dogs would ingest it, and then it would go in and it would tie up their intestines. It's also a time when treats and toys. I'm going to tell you, if you guys could just print this do not feed list off, hand it out at work, put it up on a bulletin board. If we save one animal, it's worth it. But I also want to show you this. This is kind of scary. I don't know if you can see it, but it is an X-ray. It is an X-ray of a dog at the vet. This is bleached stuffing. This is a squeaker, and this is a bone. This is a little vertebrae in a dog. Think about this. This is not uncommon. You know, we go and we see these cute little toys and treats, and oh my gosh, let's get one. Let's get this. Let's get this. And I don't think that we realize how incredibly dangerous it can be to our animals. They sometimes a toy just shows up missing in your house, right? You can't find it. Well, guess what? A lot of times they've eaten it and it's in their stomach, and the plastic is leaching poisons until it passes or it blocks their intestines, you know, or the poisons just kill the dog or cat. I mean, it happens more with dogs than cats. But we also have to look at the fact that this is the time when people like buy rawhide and they buy, you know, toys made in China. They have no idea what is in those toys. So, you know, this is a Christmas, it's a Christmas message. It's a New Year's message. Just let's be extra observant of what we're giving our animals, and they depend on us. They depend on us to give them things that are right. And so be aware of that. And like Kim said, oh my gosh, New Year's Eve is so horrible. I have been donating bags of chill doggies to our local shelter for years now. They look forward to it. They thank me when I come. You want to do something nice for your local shelter, get a bag, order a bag of chill doggies and take them to the shelter and donate them. They will thank you 100 times because the dogs are going crazy. They feed off of each other. All of the strange dogs who have run away from home because they're scared and the noises are just driving them nuts are going to be there. And so much is going on in that shelter. If we can just help the shelter chill the doggies, everything is better. Our local shelter here in Boulder City, Nevada, actually post things all the time about how grateful and thankful they are that we bring that to the dogs. And so that's just something that you can do to you know, give back a little bit to your community. So, you know, today I just kind of wanted to dive in a little bit on food for our dogs. You know, we're getting ready to come into January. Everybody's going to be making their New Year's resolutions. And like the #1 resolution is to get healthier, get more fit, eat better, all of the things. A lot of people are recovering from overindulgence with the Christmas holidays. It happens. And we have to kind of look at our dogs and let's have that same commitment to our animals, that let's do some things to get them healthier and let's do some things to increase their lifespan. You know, the golden retriever lived to 17, no problem, back in the 70s. Now we're barely making it to 10. The cases of diabetes, of cancer, of allergies. I'm 67 years old. We never had a dog with allergies. Are you kidding? Let alone a dog that had diabetes. Well, the sad part of it is that most of our food that we're feeding our dogs, let's start with kibble. It's the convenient thing to do, and most people feed kibble. I'm not saying it's bad, because there are some good kibbles out there. There are some great kibbles out there, but there are also some horrific ones. Kristen was saying this morning when I was talking to her, you walk down the aisle and you just see food after food after food after food, and you're not sure what to feed. And then you see this bag and it's got vegetables raining down from the sky, and you think, ooh, it says all natural. That must be good. And the sad part of it, it's listed as one of the 13 worst foods you can feed. There is a documentary called Pet Fooled, Fooled, that is absolutely incredible and eye-opening. The woman who made it was just recently taught. It's 13 years old. We just saw an interview with her, and she said, people have asked me to remake it. Nothing would have changed. Nothing has changed. 95% of our dog food is made by the 3 biggest candy companies, Mars, Smuckers, and Nestle. What's that tell you? It's a complicated, competitive, cutthroat industry. The big box stores are all competing for profit margins and shelf space. And these foods, to make them faster and more affordable, more profitable, I should say, they are cooking them at extraordinarily high temperatures, which is doing nothing but adding the carcinogens into their food. They're finding every kind of shortcut filler that they can find, and they're using meat sources that are not clean. They're using non-fit for human consumption meat that's decaying, dying, dead, diseased animals, because they get it at an incredible bargain basement price. And there's no regulations in this industry. This industry is one of the, not that we're for more regulations, but unfortunately they're not regulating themselves. And when you see the words meat byproducts, you want to run as fast as you can, because those are not meats for human consumption. So a quick little test that you can do with your kibble. First of all, you can always email us at the sheepdogspets@gmail.com and send us a picture of what you're feeding. Make sure I can see it, the front and the back of the bag. And we'll do a quick analysis for you. If you're doing a really good food, we're going to tell you. If you're doing a bad food, we're going to tell you. And sometimes it's just a matter of changing within the same line which variety you feed. There are some of these companies that have 5-star foods, and then there's some that have 5-star and 2-star foods. So we can help you with that. But when we look at what we're feeding and we look at the ingredients, we don't know. We're not chemists, right? We don't know what's good, what's bad. Some of it sounds really good. Take a piece of the kibble, drop it in a glass and of water, clear water, and watch what happens over the next half hour. If it just sits there and does nothing, sometimes sinks, just kind of hangs there, it's probably not got a lot of fillers in it. If it starts to explode and get bigger and come to the top, then you have a food that's got an extraordinary amount of fillers. So let's talk about what that does to this poor little puppy and kitty cat's tummy. They eat it, then they go chug water because they want to rehydrate, and then that just swells up in their stomach, which causes stomach issues, because the stomach it's like, how we all have eaten too much at one time. How miserable we feel. That's the same thing that's happened to our dogs, but it's also causing dissension in the stomach. So that's a really good test of what you can do. There's a lot of people out there that are feeding raw. My favorite. If you want a good recipe, I've got a couple good recipes. It's easy and it's inexpensive. People think, oh, I can't afford to feed my dog raw, or I don't have time. If you took a Saturday once every couple months and maybe a couple hours and make it a family thing, make it a family thing with the kids to make your animals food and pack it up into little meatballs size products, put it in the freezer, you've got it for the next couple of months. You are going to see that it is absolutely affordable, economical, and better for your animal. So, I can go on all day about nutrition. It's no different than us. we are what we eat. We've all heard that. And in the wild, these animals, they would be out there foraging for what their body needed. They know. They would be chewing on tree bark. They would be chewing on carcasses. When they make a kill, what do they go for? They go for the organs first. I mean, that's just what happens in nature. And then they go for the other stuff later. You will see dogs in the wild, they would be chewing on rocks. They would be getting the minerals that they needed. And so we're going to talk a little bit about our pet food line, and just to kind of give you some ideas. So we do have the Sequoia brand food, which is a 5-star food. It's amazing. It only comes in 12-pound bags because we want to maintain freshness, because we don't add preservatives. So some people will say, oh, I have a lot of dogs. Well, buy a lot of bags, just only open them one at a time. Don't open all of them and pour it in a big bin. I'm going to answer a question real quick. DK1 agent, I know you have not received the longevity gel. It's very interesting about what's happening with that gel. We made the gel was ready to go. And then even though the FDA doesn't approve anything we do, they have to look at some of the things that we do. They needed us to change the label on it because they want us to not say something about the product, which was ridiculous. So we had to change the labeling. Reach out to me by email and I will find out when yours is going out. I think they're all in the warehouse now, and I will do a dive on that for you. I'm excited about that product. I've used it and I love it. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to go off topic. I just wanted to answer that question. So, we also have a freeze-dried food. Freeze-drying food, this is another thing. This is the most nutritious food you can buy for your animals besides raw, is freeze-drying. Freeze-drying, actually, because of the way that it is freeze-dried, it's 200% more nutritious than the cooked food. We've also added antler powder for mineral support and the Coriell's versicolor mushroom for the mushroom support. And our cat kibble is amazing. I will say with cats, because of how finicky they can be, they have to have a couple of exposures, but once they like it, they beg for it. And we also have a wonderful cat canned product that is really loved by the cats. This canned product is amazing. And if you go on our Smart Ship, you get a very reduced price on shipping. And then we have, of course, our Sequoia canned food for dogs. This is a turkey-based food. There are a lot of dogs out there with chicken allergies. I'm not sure that it's the chicken. I think it's the hormones that are in the chicken that are causing these allergies. But nevertheless, this is a turkey-based product, and a lot of people really, really love it for their animals. So minerals. Why on earth would we give a dog minerals? Well, again, out in the wild, they would be eating carcasses. They would be chewing on tree bark. And what do these minerals do for our dogs? Well, they are essential for growth and development because of the lipids. It's collagen because of the bones, the ligaments, the tendons. Collagen is important. Calcium, that supports their bone and their dental health. Also, it is a natural cleaner for their teeth when they're chewing on carcasses and bones and things like that. Minerals have glucosamine, which helps to support the pet's joints and the tissues, and iron and so many more things, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium. If you have a dog that's on a lot of medications, and unfortunately, there are a lot of veterinarians out there who are, just like our human vets, preying on our emotions of our little animals and having them on all these medications. I think you've all heard me tell the story about the woman that we met a couple years now. She had a dog that was on 10 medications, including Prozac. And it broke my heart. It was a German Shepherd dog. And when I got to know this woman, she felt like she was doing the right thing, but her dog was just so drugged up. And the saddest part of all this was after we worked with a holistic vet and we got this dog off of almost everything, couple of heart meds that he really needed, got him off everything, got him on mineral therapy, mushroom therapy. The dog's eyes cleared up. The dog was moving better. And then she dropped this on me that almost made me cry. She said, I'm so thankful that we were able to do this because it was costing me $450 a month for his medications. And I live on $650 a month Social Security. It broke my heart to think that this woman literally was making choices between her own health, her own food, and her animals, which, you know, we all know sometimes we'll take better care of them than we will of ourselves, right? So a dog that's on a lot of medications, you know, its kidneys, its liver have really taken a hit. So by helping with mineral therapy, what you're going to do is you're going to help to support the liver and the kidneys through the process of them having to get rid of the synthesized drug. So how do we do that? We do it with antlers, and antlers are so incredible. I mean, they're just amazing. They're filled with all of this incredible bone marrow, and the dogs just love them. I have an aggressive chewer, so if you have an aggressive chewer, you might want to supervise it. I have to take it away from my baby because he'll chew until his gums bleed, and you don't want that. So I take it away from him. I put it in the freezer, and then he just sits and looks at the refrigerator like it's going to open. He does. But I also have learned that the full ones that are not split, he kind of slows down a little bit on those. But these are natural shed. They're elk and deer, and they're graded an A or a B quality. If you go into the box store, you're going to see bins and bins of rawhide and bones and this and that. It's disgusting what they do with some of these products. They bleach them to make them look better. They paint the rawhide. They glue it together with glue. They use formaldehyde. And don't even get me started on the harvesting of the pig's ears and things like that. Yeah. So it is important that you get some natural mineral therapy. And with the toys, when I was showing that picture of all the stuffing that came out of that toy, I have a pup that literally should be a toy tester for every toy company, because within 5 minutes, he's got the squeaker out and he's got the stuffing out, and it's all over the house. Of course, I watch it very carefully because I take it away from him right away. I just bring him a toy home, let him destroy it, and then take it all away. But the natural hemp rope, oh my gosh, this is so good. It acts as a dental, like a floss. And it's so much fun. And if they eat it, it digests. So we have the little pull toy with the hemp rope. And then for our kitties, we don't want to forget our cats. They're so sweet. This is a little thing called the nipster. Now the bell is absolutely on there, so the cat cannot get it off. So you don't want to give this one to the dog. You want to give this one to the cat. But this is the cool thing about it. It comes in this cute little bag, the nipster. But inside of this wonderful little bag, it's filled with catnip. Okay. Now you put the toy back in, you close it up, you shake it up, and you refresh it. And I don't know if you've ever seen cats after they've had some catnip, but sometimes sell tickets to it because it's so much fun. It's exercise, and they love it. And so the other thing we have too for minerals is that we've baked them into little biscuits called Bucky Bites. So these are just biscuits. Like I said, my dog's an aggressive chewer, so I can't give him the antler all the time. But I certainly can give him a Bucky Bite every single day. And it's no wheat, no soy, no corn. All of our products, it's one of the things that we are proud of. And I love that the sheepdogs are very much about vetting the companies that they talk about. Making sure that it's a good company, that it's a company that is based in the United States, that sources everything in this country, as well as make sure that everything that we do is for the well-being of our animal. And, I can only say how much I appreciate this platform. But for you guys that are part of this community, it is a family. And we all have to support each other. And supporting this platform by going to Sheepdogs Pets cherished.com and looking to see if there's something you're already spending money on that you can divert your spending away from the conglomerates, away from the cabal, away from the companies that are donating to everything that we don't agree with as a community, and put it in the hands of people who are doing good things. We're out there trying to support good things, and shelters and adoption agencies and all the things that we can do as a company. The Beagle Foundation, we donate money to the Beagle Foundation to help these animals that are being tested. I just heard something that was just done in our government about animal testing, and I didn't have time to find out more, but I'm going to do that. Something about they're stopping some of the animal testing on products, and that just made my heart sing. So in closing, we just want our animals to live longer. We want them to live happier. We want them to be healthier. We want all of you guys to have a fantastic Christmas and New Year's, and spend time with your fur babies, but also with your family. And understand that if there's any questions we can answer, we're here to help. If you've got an animal with certain problems, please reach out to us. If you personally have a health issue that you'd like to discuss, we have thousands and thousands of testimonials about what our human products have done for people. And then if you want something that's just really wonderful and fun, don't forget to get the blueberry cinnamon crumble coffee. It's a great way to wake up in the morning when the sheepdogs are having their morning chats. And I'm going to turn it back over. Kim, do you have anything you want to add?
Yes, I want to ask you, what is a PSK and a PSP?
Okay, so the words, if I say them, can get you knocked off of YouTube.
Oh my!
It's a poly something and a poly something. You can email me, and that the PSP and PSK are a derivative that happens only when the mushroom is harvested properly. So if we want to look at the Coriolus versicolor mushroom, which is our flagship mushroom, granted, we also work with the shiitake, we work with maitake, we work with the reishi, we work with the lion's mane. But the Coriolus versicolor mushroom has 200 strains. And of those strains, some are better than other. If it is harvested properly, down in the root umbilical cord mycelium stage, it's going to have the polysaccharide, I can't say the word, the PSP and the PSK in it. It's kind of like a rose, right before a rose wilts and dies, it's the most beautiful. The same thing holds true with the fruited body of the Coriolus versicolor. Right before it becomes inert, it's stunningly gorgeous. It looks like this beautiful turkey tail. The problem is it's easy to harvest then, it's plentiful, it's inexpensive to harvest, and most of the turkey tail that you get, it's been harvested then. So you have to make sure that you're checking that you're getting one that's been harvested down in the mycelium state. And that's why we always call it the Coriolus versicolor mushroom and not the turkey tail. We want to give it the respect that it deserves. I joke around a lot that you can buy turkey tail anywhere, but you can also buy sushi in a gas station. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't do it. So it's kind of the same thing. And we have multiple testimonials of people who are on our product doing really well with irrefutable numbers. And then they've bought it somewhere else, a little less expensive, maybe more convenient because they forgot to order it. And then their whole situation changed and their numbers went back to not being good. And that's because they got a strain that wasn't as potent and wasn't tested for efficacy as much as ours is. So that's the answer. I didn't mean to go on so long about that, Kim. Anything else?
Also, I was wanting to mention about the packs. We have several packs that you can choose what you want, customize it. And then we have some other packs that, like a dog pack or something, you and a dog pack. It might have some mush ponies with some Coriolus capsules for yourself. Yes. So look at those. The two big ones can save you a lot of money.
It's like 20%.
Yeah, there's one that's like $4.99, but you get $610 worth of product.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna, maybe stock up, buy a pack and wait a couple months and buy another one.
Some of the little essential packs are really nice. They've discounted those a little bit for us. People just get the essential packs sent to them every month, and that's lovely. The thing about our smart ship, I was on a smart ship one time with a company that sold athletic wear, and it literally took me 6 months and an act of Congress to get out of it. This is not the way our smart ship works. If you want to put it on pause, you click one button. If you want to cancel it, you click one button. If you want to change it, you just go to edit and edit it. But it does save you money in shipping. And right now, shipping is crazy. I did have somebody who had texted me recently and asked me to whether or not they could get it in time for Christmas. I know that we shipped out today and we did some FedExing for some people. I'm not sure if you ordered tomorrow morning and you expedited it to FedEx, I'm imagining you could get it by Christmas, but I don't want to guarantee that. I see a question. I've been trying to get my sister to try the coffee because the Folgers that she drinks, she runs to the bathroom and I tried to tell her there's mold in it and she won't listen. Of course. Well, the sheepdogs are really great at this. They have an audience who has open ears. We all don't have people in our life with open ears. And the only thing that I can tell you is, just try to look up something online about coffee. It's the number one chemical that we put in our body. It is also, like you said, I think it's 75%, I might have that number wrong, of coffees that have been tested have mold, pesticides, fungicides, sticks, stones, rocks, bugs in it. And, organic certified coffee is going to be more money, but I would rather have 1 cup or 2 cups a day than 4 or 5 cups a day of something that I know is pretty much like hurting me. Some of the biggest chains out there with their coffee, people are going and spending all their hard-earned money. First of all, we know that some of the profits are going to causes that none of us agree with, but also they're bringing in coffee beans from other countries that have been rejected. We are the only country in the world that accepts rejected coffee beans. What does that tell you? So when you have someone like that, we know we can't convince people of a lot of things. We know that, but all we can do is give them the message and hope that at some point something resonates in their head about it, and maybe buy them some and let them check it out and see how incredible it is. And then they might just switch because it tastes so yummy, right?
Yes. I've got to add something to your plug about the auto ship, the smart ship. If you change it in any way, make sure you scroll down and save. There's 2 buttons. 2 buttons. Yeah. Scroll down and save. That's important.
And then go back in and double check that it's what you want. But it's kind of funny. I had a guy. So we have a Christmas display here. We get about 30 to 35,000 people that walk through our yard, and it's crazy here. But I had a guy that came up to me. It was kind of fun. He had driven 5 hours because he had seen me on a podcast, and he was talking about how he was trying so hard to help a friend who had a bad case of cancer. He was stage 4 prostate. And he said, Diana, I'm just looking for words. I don't know what to say to this person because, I'm not a medical professional and I'm just a relative. And a lot of times it's harder for us to talk to the people that we're closest with. And the only thing that I could tell him is to cite the studies. There are 400 medical studies. There are 400 medical studies at mushroomstudies.co. For the food, go look at Pet Food, the documentary. There's also a documentary, I think it's called The 13 Worst Foods You Can Feed. But, sometimes we just have to hand them something to look at in their own time and don't push anything down their throat. But you all know my cancer story. You all know that I am close to 6 years cancer-free. And the only thing I did was take the Corialis versicolor mushroom for 30 days, went into remission. I kept on it at high dosage for 1 year. And now I take 3 a day. I started doing that after 1 year, which is the normal maintenance. My husband or I have had a cold. We haven't had the sniffles. We haven't had COVID. Everyone we know around us has gotten sick. We're shaking hands with 30,000 people, hugging people that we don't know. We could be possible people that would catch everything, but we don't, because our immune system has just been given the support that it needs. So I'm also very much about talking to people that might be in your life. Just email us. We can set up a call and we'll see what we can do to maybe just have me talk with them. I speak their language. I've been there. I know what it's like. I'm a stranger with a story, but my story is the same as theirs. So I'm more than happy to help anyone that we have. Yeah.
You see any other questions?
Yeah, I'm looking here online. I'm sure that there are some questions out there and we haven't seen them. I had a question this morning on a podcast. A woman said, I have really healthy dogs. I feed them really well. Should I get this product and just have it on hand in case? I thought that was a really interesting way to put it. And I go, well, here's my advice. I have a healthy dog too, but he is on this product as a foundation builder and a maintenance. I don't want to wait until he has something and then have to play catch up. I would rather be proactive than reactive. And so, it's very affordable. Our products are made to be affordable. And I think that's one of the things I love most about the co-founders, that when they decided to start this company, the first thing they said is, we will never do anything at the cost of the animal. We will always keep our products as natural as we can. We will never put a preservative in there. We will never put anything in there that is not healthy for them. And we will keep it affordable. And I like that because, for $15 a month for a bag of mush ponies that you cut them in half for the larger dogs, that's just unheard of. For the little dogs, $10 a month for the super sauce. For a human, most humans, a bottle is $38.99 per 100 pounds. So you kind of think about that. I've looked at other companies' products and it starts at $200 and $300. And yeah, our health is worth it, but sometimes it's just not feasible for people. And so we are very excited about that.
And being preventative is always better.
Yeah, I sometimes look back with my cancer story. We knew about this product 2 years before I was diagnosed. My husband actually was taking it. I wasn't. I wonder, I look back and think, we all have that time travel thing and that, Monday morning quarterback thing where we want to say to ourselves, I wonder what would have happened if I had done this. And I think to myself, I wonder, had I taken this earlier, would I have stopped the progress and not had to go through what I went through? And then I just kind of erase all that and think I went through it all because God wanted me to have a story. And I don't think cancer happened to me. I think it happened for me because I think I've said this before. My report card when I was a kid said talks too much. So he just wanted to put me to work and have me talk too much. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah, if God made it, we take it. What they say, if nature didn't make it, don't take it. I love that. If nature didn't make it, don't take it. And that, hey, everything that's on this planet was put here perfectly. We've just suppressed it. Big Pharma has suppressed it. Somebody told me a story yesterday. They were in a hospital and he said it was freezing in the hospital. And I immediately went to this picture that I had seen back when Ellis Island was operating, that they never closed the windows in Ellis Island, even when it was sub-zero temperatures, because the warmth, moist air was a harvesting ground for bacteria. And, they knew those things. They knew that there were natural things that we could do to prevent, but we've just kind of lost that. And hopefully we can all get back to it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Sheepdog, Nadine, Mickey Moo, the wrecking ball. I want to thank you all and have a fantastic holiday season. And I want to hear more about what you've got planned for the rest of the show.
Yes.
Awesome. A little bit of calms going on here. Calms before the storm. So before I do that, I want to get into a little bit about the mushrooms real quick, and then we'll get into that.
There are so many. Now, these mushrooms grow all over the world, and they've been used for
This is for Hunter.
centuries as medicine. Okay, I'm going to go over just a few of those benefits today. Okay, they're a strong antioxidant. They strengthen your immunity. They flush out toxins. They increase your energy. They support your gut health. They support your liver health. They're an adaptogen, which means they help with stress. They improve athletic performance. They fight cancer. They help with joint pain and inflammation. They will help cure a cough and support breathing functions. And they increase energy. Did I say that already? I don't know. Anyway, you get the point. They're amazing. Okay, let's talk about the medicinal
you get the point,
benefits
right.
of turkey tail mushrooms.
This is Mickey's favorite part of the show. So we know the Wrecking Ball parody.
I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so. I got it like a wrecking ball.
Okay,
I don't know
Alex.
what brought that up one morning in a chat. Something brought that up. And
Oh, that was good.
the
I
wrecking
wanted
ball.
to say something real quick. That woman said that it could cure cancer. And I think it's really important that we remember the immune system is what goes to work because of the support that it's given, not the mushroom that does it. It just supports the immune system.
Yes.
So here's an incident that took place in San Francisco with the power went out. So you can imagine what this is going to, if this expands anymore, if we have power outages or anything like that, you're going to have a chaos on the street. So a bunch of abandoned cars, as you see right here.
Someone is gonna set this thing on fire if it doesn't move soon.
Since the power went out, they don't know what to do. So now they're just hazards. People are stuck in the cars.
Oh, that's right, huh?
If
there's no power, it don't know what to do. That's crazy.
Right.
Where is that doesn't have power?
San Francisco, blackout, 100.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Which we're going to get into that here in a minute. The comms behind that, the San Francisco Super Bowl blackout, and more, with some little bit of decoding here a little bit. But we're watching a movie, right? Big, gigantic, ginormous movie. So keep that in mind. So the last time that I seen this right here was this, when Hegseth worked out with the Navy, and then a few days later, or within not long after this, they bombed Iran, allegedly, right? So
Well, they got that thing going on in Venezuela right now.
right. So we're going to work into that. It's going to work right into Venezuela. Lindsey Graham and his connection. He's in Tel Aviv right now, getting his orders that they should go in like a wrecking ball in Venezuela.
Right.
But I just found it weird that Trump is, I mean, not Trump, but JD Trance is working out with the Navy SEALs. So I don't, you know what I mean? That's unusual.
It's leading up to the
So
World War III
yes,
scenario.
yes. So it's the cons before the storm, in my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. I don't know. But last time I seen that was 6 months ago with Pete Hegseth, and then we went into Iran. Now I'm seeing this come across, and I'm like,
something's coming.
already.
Like,
So
or some narrative, right?
right. So let me go to Lady G. All right. Which is Lindsey Graham, right? So Israel.
Trump promised to get America, as you know, out of foreign wars, not start new ones. Would he be going against that promise if he did, in fact, go to war with Venezuela?
If you look right above Lady Tel Aviv G's head, it says Tel Aviv, right? He's like literally in, in another country talking about going to war. Isn't this crazy, right?
That promise if he did, in fact, go to war with Venezuela?
Absolutely not. If you're an American and you want Maduro to stay in power, man, have you lost your way?
Ask yourself, why are we about to go to war with Venezuela? You might think it's because of oil, which is always a factor, but in this case, I don't think it's the main driver, despite what the mainstream media is trying to tell us. The real reason, I think, is because a certain other foreign country told us to, allegedly. This is reporting from the most popular newspaper in Israel. They say, quote, since Hugo Chavez's rise to power, Venezuela has become one of the most hostile countries to Israel and Zionism in Latin America. His successor continued the anti-Israel line with even more intensity. Thus, Venezuela, which previously maintained warm relations with Israel and even purchased security technologies from it, became a center of hostile propaganda towards Zionism and the Jewish state. Yep, they want to get rid of Maduro to install this lady named Maria Corina Machado. She was asked, will you restore diplomatic relations with Israel and establish Venezuela's embassy location?
Her name sounds like a coffee you order at Starbucks.
And the Jewish state.
What's
Yep,
her
they
name?
want to get rid of Maduro to install this lady named Maria Corina Machado. She was
Oh,
asked,
give me
will
two
you
Machados,
restore
please.
diplomatic relations with Israel and establish Venezuela's embassy location in Jerusalem as President Donald Trump did? And she replied, quote, yes, certainly. Venezuela will be Israel's closest ally in Latin America. We rely on Israel's support in dismantling Maduro's crime regime and in the transition to democracy. Together, we will lead a global struggle against crime and terror. The Venezuelan people deeply admire Israel and will always defend its right to live in peace without threat to its existence. Also, another tell, if you didn't notice, is that Lindsey Graham, the senator of South Carolina, is literally in Tel Aviv receiving these marching orders.
And the people locally in South Carolina are pissed off. They're like, dude, he's been to Ukraine, Israel. He ain't even been here one time since Hurricane Helene. Right? So just a gentle reminder that Lindsey Graham lives an hour and a half from my doorstep. He has yet to visit us in Western North Carolina. Right? At a single time after Hurricane Helene, he has flown to Ukraine 9 times. Here he is again.
Good to see you. Welcome.
Good job, Lady G.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you very much.
Oh, here's this reptilian.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for having us. We're back. No, we're back. Happy to see you.
7-3.
Mr. President, such a
Good to see
pleasure.
you. It's good to come, especially now.
Thank you, Chris.
Right. All right. So the narrative is winding down, winding up. The propaganda is hitting the streets of New York. They want you to remember October 7th, like you remember 9/11, right? You remember, or like they tell us to remember the Alamo, or remember this, or remember that. It's like, remember what? The lie, right? So this shows a sign they're losing when you've been completely exposed, but have an infinite budget. You can rent trucks with screens on the side saying, remember October 7th. Like, this is America. Why don't you send them trucks over to Israel and let them drive around town and to remind everybody, right? So this is taking place. Things getting hot and heavy here. Here's Lindsey Graham talking about speaking from the heart of the occupation. He calls on the U.S. and Israel to bomb Iran over malign activities. Proposes bombing Lebanon to force it into the Abraham Accords, and bombing nations is now a form of diplomacy. So these men aren't talking peace; they're talking about geopolitics by airstrike, right?
They're up to no good. We obliterated the Iranian nuclear facilities. We did not obliterate Iran's desire to have a nuclear weapon. The regime hadn't changed at all. They still want to kill all the Jews, consider America the great Satan, and purify Islam.
No, he considers you Satan. Iran considers people like you Satan. Not all Americans, people like you.
Their nuclear capability? Are they building more ballistic missiles that could hurt Europe and Israel? I don't know, but there's evidence that suggests they are.
You
I
don't
would
know?
recommend,
Then how do you
if
got
there's
evidence?
credible evidence that Iran is going back into the enrichment business at other sites, that they're trying to build more ballistic missiles to terrorize Israel and maybe Europe, that we hit them before they can do that. The one thing.
So they want us to support war with all these other countries for Israel, right? So they can take the oil and regime change and put in a puppet that bows to their agendas, right? I'm not going to continue playing this Lady G. It's 2-minute clip. I'll share it out. But imagine those that drafted the Declaration of Independence hearing this today. So here he is, the little shorter
I
clip.
can't imagine.
He's saying right here, if you want to run for president in 2028 and you don't show strong support for Israel, I don't think you can win.
A nominee in 2028 being the Republican nominee. If you want to run for president as a Republican in 2028 and you don't show strong support for Israel, I don't think you can win. To our friends on the Democratic side, I hope you'll up your game. I hope you'll realize that Israel's not the problem. The problem for peace is not Israel. I can't imagine.
Alrighty. A little bit of liberty. I'll promise you I'll stop here in a second. All right. So Marco Rubio says Gaza won't have peace. So if Hamas is ever in a position in the future that they can threaten Israel, who's Hamas? Right. So this is they're just going to continue. It's a never-ending loop. They want to keep you in there because Hamas is Israel. So as long as Hamas controls Israel, then this thing will continue until everyone's obliterated and they get what they want, right? So Marco Rubio says that, but we go back and we see the Hamas story, right? Y'all remember this? Rand Paul in 2009, Hamas was started by Israel, right?
Look at the history, you'll find out that Hamas was encouraged and really started by Israel because they wanted Hamas to counteract Yasser Arafat. And you say, well, yeah, that was better then and it served its purpose, but we didn't want Hamas to do this. So then we as Americans say, well, we have such a good system, we're going to impose this on the world. We're going to invade Iraq and teach people how to be Democrats. We want free elections. So we encourage the Palestinians to have a free election. They do, and they elect Hamas. So we first indirectly and directly through Israel help establish Hamas. Then we have election. Then Hamas becomes dominant. So we have to kill them. You know, it just doesn't make sense. You know, Hamas, if you look at
right. So you see all the things, the problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, they get the reaction, they got the solution. War, more war. They got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. Right? So why is Lindsey Graham and Tel Aviv pushing for America to start another war in Venezuela? Why are the American people falling for it? Most of MAGA doesn't want that, right? Most of the people I know. So they got blackmailing everybody. Matt Gaetz drops a bombshell right here exposing how Israel ran a blackmail and extortion operation against him and his family to permanently silence him. He says an Israeli asset contacted his father, falsely claiming to have photos of Gaetz with underage girls and demanding $25 million to make the accusations disappear. So according to Gaetz, the U.S. government never conducted a full investigation into Israel's involvement, and instead, the individual later landed a television job at Real America's Voice. So Gaetz says his real crime was voting to keep America out of wars for Israel. So that's where we're at, right?
To silence me, and Israel was involved. And I hate to say that, I was shocked to learn it, but there was a consulate official.
Okay, this is amazing. So this is the charge that you were like trafficking underage girls.
Absurd. And
I don't even know what the charge was, but that was the headline. Matt Gaetz traffics underage women. It's like, oh my gosh, can't talk to Matt Gaetz anymore.
Well, for us, the shocking moment was when my father, who's a prominent person in our community, got outreach from someone he had never met that said that there were pictures and images of me with underage prostitutes, and my dad needed to meet with these people right away. And so my dad, somewhat surprised and concerned, goes and talks to these people and says, what in the world are you talking about? And they said, well, Mr. Gates, we need $25 million from you to go and rescue a spy that is being held in Iran. And if you do that, we can make these things about your son go away, which was crazy and wild. We did what any reasonable people would do. We went to the FBI and said that we were being extorted by these folks with their false claims. And we later learned that this consulate official working for the Israeli government was sending text messages to Scott Adams, of all people, the Dilbert cartoonist, saying they were expecting my father to furnish this $25 million payment, and that would be evidence of my consciousness of guilt.
For the American FBI agent grabbed on an Iranian island maybe 18 or 19 years ago.
And I don't know anything about this person. I don't know if the person's dead or alive, but it was troubling and concerning to me that someone who was getting paid by the Israeli government was involved in a criminal shakedown of a U.S. congressman. And someone went to jail for this. The person who conveyed this message to my father pled guilty to the attempted fraud. And surprisingly, there was never really an effort to figure out what the government of Israel's involvement was in this matter.
But you know that the government of Israel was involved because this was an Israeli government official who was involved in this?
Yes. A person who, his name's Jake Novak. I think he currently works for Real America's Voice, and he sent text messages.
What?
Yeah. That's the name of the official. And he sent messages to Scott Adams saying that he was involved in this scheme that was later deemed a criminal scheme to shake down my family.
So what
based on
happened
these
to
false
him?
allegations. He got a television show.
Come on now.
Yeah. Crazy.
I didn't know any of this. I'm not playing dumb. I really didn't know that. Have you ever talked to him about it?
I have attempted to figure out, because obviously I still have a lot of unanswered questions about why he was working for a foreign government and trying to shake down my family.
Well, what's the answer, do you think?
Well, some have shared with me their concern that this was a consequence of some of the votes and positions I took in the Congress. I represented one of the most military-heavy districts in the entire country.
I think number one.
Yeah, right up there. And I saw these wars in the Middle East that my neighbors and friends had fought in as unworthy of our best, unworthy of the disruptions in parenting and the divorces and the injuries,
suicides. Yeah.
And so I took the position that we should be less entangled in these things. And I think that really shocked a number of people who thought I would be more of a neocon coming from the district I came from.
Right. So they blackmailed him. Pam Bondi got in, slid right in there because of Lindsey Graham. Thought that she was the winner chicken dinner, right? All right. So watching a movie. Everything. All the blackmail. 17 U.S.C. Fair Use Act. We do not own the rights, copyrights to the material for educational purposes only. All right. So the youth are waking up. The people are waking up. The great awakening, the great noticing. So therefore, things get more accelerated, right?
Conservatives that question foreign aid to Israel get called anti-Semitic by some other conservatives. So am I anti-Semitic for questioning $38 billion sent in the last year while we have homeless American veterans on the streets in need of aid?
What's the premise of your own question?
I think there are some issues with Israel. I think AIPAC should register with FARA. I don't know how much collateral damage should be having in Gaza, but there's a certain limit of how many innocent children and women that should not be dying.
Conservatives that question foreign aid to Israel get called anti-Semitic.
Right. See that? So you question something and then you get labeled something, right? Isn't that just crazy? Crazy times we live in. It's like, but hey, the good news is Kristi Noem is giving $3,000 to illegal immigrants if they deport by the 31st of December. $3,000. That'll probably get you what, 6 months rent down in Mexico and food. But it's crazy how they have the money right on hand for the illegals still. Even then they blamed it on the Biden administration for giving 5,000 at the border. They're willing to give them 3,000. The American people still haven't gotten anything. Right?
And if you want to know how Zionists came into power in America, there's a book. I'm going to be going over it in a live chat tomorrow. It's called The New Jerusalem. It's really good information and with documentation, and you'll understand what happened.
All right, here's the video.
Season. So, not only are we returning those kiddos back to their families that Biden lost, we also are saying that if you voluntarily want to go home now to your country, if you're in this United States of America illegally, we will give you $3,000 through the holidays to send you home. We'll buy you a ticket, give you $3,000 to go home, and that includes people that have not been detained, maybe have interacted with us, are detained and don't have criminal charges against them. Yeah, raise your hand. We'll help you get home. We'll facilitate it, and you might get the chance to come back to this country the right way someday. If you wait until we interdict you and detain you and arrest you and have to deport you ourselves, you'll never get the chance to come back. So go on the CBP Home app and get the information, and we'll make sure you get home in time.
I think we need to learn a little bit of Spanish and let's go to Mexico for a few weeks and vacation until the shit clears up around here. They'll give us $3,000. They said they'll let us come back.
Understand what you want.
We'll send you home. All right, so things are taking place. We see the comms. Here is the blackout, San Francisco. I want to play a little clip here. Let me go back to here. So the video I shared a while ago from YouTube is you are watching a movie. All right. It's from Elusive Truce on YouTube. Go give them a follow, a share, subscribe. A lot of people are sharing this little clip with the Epstein blackmail and really how long it's gone back, right? So here's the blackout, decoding with Cody. I'm just going to play a few minutes of this and then we'll call it quits.
Welcome back, decoders and friends, to the channel. This is Decoding with Cody. Today is December 21st, 2025. And good to be back with another live stream. Give a thumbs up in the live stream chat if the sound is coming through, and then we can get on with this crazy information. Again, wow, guys, how much have I talked about blackouts? How much have I talked about the Golden Gate Bridge? And now we got the two combined into one story, and boy, is it loaded. and it's pretty obvious as well. So, wow, absolutely interesting. Again, this isn't going to be a long decode from me because we got a special guest joining us today. After I present this quickly, we're going to have Dr. Savage, a decoder who's been in the community for a long time. Households in the dark. Guys, the info, please hit that like button. I appreciate that. And let's kind of get into this, and then we're going to get Dr. Savage on the stream. All right, so I'm sure you guys have heard the news by now. Let me make this full screen so you guys can see everything here. All right. So the news, what's the news? Well, San Francisco power outage leaves 130,000 households in the dark. Guys, why 130? I'm going to show you exactly why it's 130. Okay.
Doug, you know we can't see the video, right?
Why is that the number, right? It's pretty clear, okay? 130,000 homes in the dark in San Francisco on December 20th, yesterday, and today is still some without power. Still some without power right now. But yeah, I mean, you can see in the images.
What was that?
Yeah, we can't see the video.
I can see it.
It's showing on the TV.
Oh, you know what? I want.
It's part of the video.
Oh, I'm so used to seeing you guys.
Ours
I'm
on the
sorry.
bridge.
Pardon me, everybody.
It's
okay.
Bridge is out, right? The lights on the bridge. Here's downtown San Francisco. Wow. I mean, just where's the Super Bowl next year, guys? Where is the Super Bowl next year? It's in San Francisco. Okay, we're going to talk about that. But you guys remember the Super Bowl? Do you guys remember the Super Bowl that was called the Blackout Bowl? You guys remember that one?
What bowl was that?
It was Super Bowl 47. Okay, it was called the Blackout Bowl. And what team was in the Blackout Bowl? Look, guys. Read that. Yeah, the Super Bowl's in Santa Clara, but come on. It's
right. So Super Bowl 47, and if you look at the score, it was 3 + 1 is 4, 4 + 3 is 7. It is 47, and there's 74 clipped. Get it? Super Bowl 47 and the score added up. Each team 4 for San Francisco, Baltimore 7, 47.
It's in the San Francisco 49ers Stadium. Okay, so yeah, it's in Santa Clara, but
that was 2013.
It's in San Francisco too. It's the same area. It's all. It doesn't. We're not going to be nitpicking. So I mean, Santa Clara is important here as well because there's a huge connection with Santa Clara. But again, the San Francisco 49ers play in Santa Clara. Okay, so that's the power outage in San Francisco is connected to the Super Bowl 100%. And I'm going to show you 100% why. I don't know why anyone would try to come up with a case as it's not, because what I'm going to show you here, it's unbelievable, okay? But look, San Francisco was in the Super Bowl in 2013 when there was a blackout bowl. All right, let me read this. Let me see if I can find it here. Look at this. However, a partial power outage in the Superdome followed the return of suspended play after 34 minutes, earning the game the nickname of the Blackout Bowl. Wow. I mean, what are the odds, guys? Right before the Super Bowl in San Francisco, we get a blackout in San Francisco, and San Francisco was in the Super Bowl that had a blackout, okay? It's so clear, okay? And wait till I show you the numbers and prove that to you, okay? The numbers prove it, right? Let's look at the numbers. Not going to take too long with this. I don't see Dr. Savage in the chat yet, so Dr. Savage, if you're here, please let me know so we can get you on here. All right, guys, look at this, guys. Look at it. This was the number of houses that lost power. San Francisco power outage left 130,000 in the dark. Why 130, guys? Well, the Super Bowl that's coming up in San Francisco, Santa Clara next year, what's the gematria of Super Bowl LX? Look at it, guys. Super Bowl LX, 130. Are you kidding me? 130,000 people out of power. And now you're saying in San Francisco, where Super Bowl LX is going to be, it's 130. Super Bowl LX equals 130. I mean, that right there is pretty obvious, but we're going to take it another step further. I'm going to show you how many days before the Super Bowl, did this power outage occur? Just look at this. Look how obvious this is. Look, the power outage in San Francisco occurred 50 days before the Super Bowl. Guys, this is the big number with the Super Bowl. Why? Because look at the gematria of these three words, okay? San Francisco equals 50. Blackout equals 50. And Super Bowl LX, the Super Bowl's name this year, equals 50. Are you kidding me, guys? How much more perfect can you get? The city's name, the blackout equals 50, like San Francisco, and like the Super Bowl's title, and you're telling me that all this happened 50 days before the Super Bowl. Okay, like on top of this, right? 130,000 out of power, like Super Bowl LX equals 130, and 50 days before, like Super Bowl LX equals 50, like San Francisco, like blackout. I mean,
so the Super Bowl's on August 8th. That is 10, and it'll be 2026 equals 10. So it'll be like a 10-10.
Give me some mind blowns in the chat, guys. I mean, how much more obvious does this get? I mean, give me a blind blown if you guys think this is obvious. What a perfect day to have a blackout in San Francisco connected to the Super Bowl in San Francisco. I mean, just perfect, okay? This is all you guys really need to know. This is how you know that this is clearly connecting to the Super Bowl. And remember, the team that was in the blackout bowl, the Super Bowl that had a blackout, was the San Francisco 49ers. Okay. Now, who was the other team? Who was the other team in the blackout Super Bowl? It was the Baltimore Ravens. Now, this is where it gets crazy, guys. Just hold on to your hats here. Let's bring this all together. What are the connections between Baltimore and San Francisco and bridges? Guys, what happened? Remember, the photo going around is of the blackout and the bridge, right? The blackout and the bridge. Guys, what happened before the ship hit the bridge in Baltimore? Let's look. Did the dolly lose power before it hit the Baltimore bridge? Let's read, guys. Yes, the container ship, the dolly, had two separate power losses shortly before crashing into the Baltimore Bridge, the Francis Scott Key Bridge, on March 26, 2024. The final catastrophic blackout that caused the bridge to collapse stemmed from a loose wire connection that led to a cascade of failures, preventing the steering and propulsion. Guys, the blackout caused the bridge to collapse. Are you kidding me? The Baltimore Bridge. The Super Bowl with the blackout had Baltimore versus San Francisco. Baltimore versus San Francisco, okay? The Golden Gate Bridge and the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
Yeah, great, Scott.
Blackout caused the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore to collapse. And now we have a blackout connected to the Super Bowl in San Francisco. Now wait until you see how these events connect to yesterday's blackout. Look at this. Guys, this is so crazy. This proves it all, what I'm about ready to show you. Look at this. All right, so here we go. Look, this blew my mind, guys. So the blackout in San Francisco yesterday, it was exactly 635 days after the Baltimore Bridge collapsed, after the ship blacked out and hit the bridge, okay? 635 days from the Baltimore collapse to the blackout yesterday. Guys, from the Super Bowl, where the blackout happened between Baltimore and San Francisco, yesterday was 4,703 days. Guys, 4,703 is the 635th prime number. Do you guys understand what I'm showing you right here? Do you guys understand what I'm showing you right here? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you guys understand how big this is. Look at that. From the Baltimore collapse where the ship loses power to the power outage yesterday, 635 days, right? 635. From the blackout bowl, which involved the Baltimore team and the San Francisco team, 4,703 days. That's the 635th prime. Guys, this is it. This is exactly why it happened yesterday. Okay? Do you guys see this? How improbable is it? Glad to see him in here. He talks about the Golden Gate Bridge.
Then you had the two brothers, right? The J and the J, Jim and John. The J is the 10th letter, 1010. Right? Cain and Abel. So they had, this is like so they've been doing this for quite some time. So that was a full decode. So that was for the blackout in San Francisco. We got JD Vance working out with the seals. Ha ha. What's funny is the tattoo over here with the cards and the sun on the elbow. Right. Which takes us to Pete Hegseth working out with the Navy just before Iran. Here it is, the blackout. San Francisco causing chaos. And that is it. It's going to be looking something like that, huh? Can y'all imagine a world like that? Everybody has to get out and walk now because you got 3 million cars on the freeway. Wouldn't that be crazy? But that is it.
He's stuck. Poor guy.
That would suck to be in there and you can't get out.
Figure it out.
That's the chaos. Everybody wants self-driving cars until the car is no longer self-drive, and then they're stuck.
So they won't go when there's no power, when there's a blackout?
I don't know. Something happened to it. It's like they didn't re-upload, back upload, or something. I don't know. They're just stuck since the blackout. They were just stuck, like sitting there.
That's funny.
Yeah. That's all we got for tonight. Look forward to tomorrow, 12:23. I hope everybody enjoys themselves for the rest of the night and have an amazing time with your families. Thank you for the support. Thank you for sticking around this long, and we really appreciate it. We're looking forward to having an amazing 2026. We also want to keep in mind that 2026 is really, New Year's is March, April 1st, somewhere around there, 3/21, April 1st, somewhere around there, right? So keep that in mind that you still have time. We're still going through the process of shedding old things, just like the trees, right? Shedding the leaves right now. Leaves are falling. That's the stuff that no longer serves, but yet that stuff that no longer serves can also turn around and be fertilizer for your growth once you shed it, right? So keep that in mind. Don't get caught up in the New Year's resolution stuff when it's not New Year's, so they don't have to call you April Fools on April 1st. So have a great rest of your night, and we love y'all. We'll see y'all on this other side.
Good night, everyone. Love y'all.
Yeah, have a fun night, everybody.
We got some
Thanks
Christmas
for having
bells
us.
music. Renee Dean. She's in the holiday spirit.
Oh.
Top down, midnight glow, bell, bell ringing, there we go. Oh, yeah. Snow on the fair trees, headlights shine, like glistening in December night. Ride home from the Christmas parade tonight. Christmas bells,
If you're playing slow drive, bass bomb bells ring.
ding dong dong ding.
Convertible top down when it king.
Ding dong dong ding. Christmas bells, Christmas bells, bells are ringing out round the street. Bells keeping time, the rhythm is sweet. Midnight ride with a small town glow. Echoes of love as the cold wind blows. Bells are ringing loud and clear. Ringing the daddy, pulling us near. Christmas bells, yeah. Sound is weather, love remains. Christmas bells echoing under moonlight.
Dawson bells bells keep the night tight.
Lingering sound of the Christmas bells.
Echoes of love throughout the midnight air.
Christmas bells, forever they ring.
Thank you very much.